everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of the Escape Pod, powered by The Way We Nerd. We are back, folks, because you know what else is back? The Mandalorian. And I'm just going to introduce everybody because it's way too hard to do this thing where I don't know where we're going to go in order. So I am Daniel Villalobos. With me, as always, is Kyle Bound, Russell Fung, and Joshua Pata. How you guys doing?
Doing great. So excited.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, I see the child behind Russell there. You know, that's a very sought after little being there, Mr. Fung.
Make sure you keep it away from any potential children you may have.
I know. I gotta say, his novelty's kind of wearing off soon. He ain't gonna be later.
I mean, we'll get to it, but he's kind of a dick.
I definitely got to hear what Kyle's talking about there. All right, so cool. So we'll before we get strictly into the Mandalorian, there's one thing I wanted to ask before we get to the show, I should say, because this is gonna be all Mandalorian. But I wanted to ask Russell to mention there's this project going around. What's it? I'll just let you take it, Russell. Go for it. What did you donate money to today?
Okay. I held off. So on September 25th, Hasbro released a crowdfunding project, and the project is a really big Razor Crest, which is the Mandalorian ship. And so they started off with they need 6,000 backers, and it costs $350 for this thing. And they reached 6,000 backers on day one. And so they extended the tier system and rewards. So now it's at 18,000 backers. And I told myself I was not going to back this project. But after watching the second episode of season 2, I was like, I got to have that toy. I got to have big Razor Crest.
Yeah, I here's the thing. And I think we should definitely dig into this the Razor Crest is okay, but for some reason, it doesn't excite me the way, an X-Wing does, or the Falcon, obviously, and even Slave One. Slave One is such a cool design. Razors, although maybe that's what's kind of cool about it. It's kind of like a beaten down old jalopy, or an old Impala.
Well, yeah, it's at least 20. We were going through the whole timeline before. It's at least a 25, somewhere in 25, 30-year-old ship.
It was
pre-Empire.
Yeah. It's definitely pre-Empire. It's sort of modeled after an old Republic gunship.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, so it was meant to look like that. So it's definitely Republic era relic. Yeah. So it's been around a while for sure.
And for the record, before we go any further, Razor Crest is not the name of the ship. It's the type of ship. It's not the Razor Crest. It's a Razor Crest.
What
I believe.
Does the ship have a name?
Oh, well, the name of the ship is the Razor Crest.
Is it?
That's what it's called. That's what.
Well, then, so no, I know, but then why would okay? So to just dive right into this,
let's get into the show.
Why? What wouldn't make sense to me is if the X-Wing pilots recognize it as the Razor Crest, then there's not a question as to who's on the ship.
Right.
And none of that rest of that conversation actually makes any sense.
Wait. So, because here's the thing. I hate to say this because I could probably got to watch the second episode again, but because I was kind of falling asleep a little bit towards the end there, and not because the show was boring. It's just I was really, really tired. But did the X-Wings? Did they contact them? Did they say you in the Razor Crest? Is that how something along those lines? I don't remember that.
Stand down or something like that. They're referring to the ship as Razor Crest.
It could be the Razor Crest because there was somebody else who's I'm looking at the Razor Crest Wikipedia page, and they have a quote there. I like your ship. She's a classic. Razor Crest, am I right? Pre-Empire. It was in the first episode.
Yeah.
But again, it's not if even people don't know that that YT-1300 is the Millennium Falcon automatically.
Yeah.
It wouldn't make sense to me that the one Mandalorian out and about, everybody knows that that's the Razor Crest. If everybody knows that that's the Razor Crest, what is the history of this ship?
True. Huh.
My brother, you know what? The not Slave One.
The not. I like that.
Slave One.
Slave Two. No, I I think, well, number one, we just spoilers. We should have said that at the beginning. But if you haven't watched the 2 episodes, don't watch the show. I'll put a spoiler warning tag at the beginning. But we just skipped to the end of the 2nd episode. Let's go back because we're going to talk about the first 2 episodes tonight. And the first episode, I like the 2nd episode, but holy hell, that first episode was amazing. And I really wish Josh Moorhead was joining us today because out of all of us, although I haven't heard Russell's thoughts on the first one yet, but everybody seemed to love that first episode. But Josh used the phrase "left me wanting."
So I'll stand in for Josh Moorhead because
let's hear it, Kyle.
Because I think I don't agree with him, but only in small ways. And I don't think he's wrong. Like, I get what he's saying and I don't disagree. So and I'll sort of give you why I feel better about it than he does, but why I think, like, if we were judging it non-emotionally and just like filling out a score sheet, having just seen this episode by itself, I think we'd be in the exact same spot. Because the first season of The Mandalorian, it had some good episodes. It had some great sequences. And it had some, for me, clunkers. Some of those episodes just felt like an idea that they're like, oh, let's build an episode around this. And then they just spent 10 minutes coming up with an episode and said, okay, go write a script.
For example, the one that Deborah Chow did, right? The one that was in the village where he was like the
one in the village, the one
that was Bryce Dallas Howard who directed that one. Right?
That was Bryce Dallas Howard. I'm sorry, my bad.
It's also based on Seven Samurai. It's essentially Seven Samurai.
Totally.
So,
like that episode.
Clone Wars episode.
Yeah, but even more than that, I would say the heist, the prison breakout episode.
Oh, episode 6. Yeah.
Yeah, like basically any episode that wasn't like the entire 2nd episode. Also, like that episode is just. It feels like a bad fetch quest from a video game where it's like, okay, now that you've gotten the 8 Triforces, you have to go here and get the case to put the Triforces in. Then you can go fight Ganon. And it's like, okay, why? Why am I doing this? I'm just doing this so that the game feels longer. That's what episode 2 was. Is like, why are we doing this? We're just doing, like, Jawas stole part of his ship. So his ship just has no security whatsoever, is what we're saying.
Well, he's not. Well,
anywhere
he's
he
kind
lands
of
his ship, it's just fucked. Unless
here's the thing about the Mando. He's not really Jack Burton, like Kurt Russell's Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. But he's also not like the perfect hero. Like, he's not like what do they call for women, for the women characters that are too perfect, like the Mary Sues, the ones that do everything. Like somebody called
Mary
Ray
Jane.
Mary
Sue.
I think it's Mary Sue. Mary Jane's weed. But anyway, the reason I say it is, with the male characters, for some reason they don't, that's a sexist version of us. They don't get, they don't have a moniker like that because usually like, oh, we love that guy because he's like John Wick, does everything right, Yeah. So, but the Mando, what I like about the Mando, I guess I would compare it more to John McClane. He doesn't always do everything right, and he gets hurt, and he falls down, and he fucks up.
Totally, but it's like if his ship has no security. And just random Jawas in a random planet are tearing it apart. This hasn't happened to him before. Jawas exist on literally every planet where there's sand. So either this is his first sand planet or so.
Let's bring it back to the second season. Hold on. Wait, Potter, what do you got? What you got?
I was just gonna say it was a chance to show off the Amban disruptor rifle.
Well, but that's
disintegrating some Jawas.
But that fits into Kyle's thing, where it's like there's cool sequences, but
well, go ahead. Go ahead.
We should have recapped.
So
this is a recap of season 1, everyone.
Yeah, basically. So my other issue is that so many of those episodes don't feel like full episodes. It's like, oh, we're gonna break this guy out of prison. Why? Money?
So it's an anthology. It's an anthology starring the Mando.
But not even that, because the problem is, like, you don't, in season 1, a lot of the time, you don't start an episode with, okay, here's the goal. This is why I'm doing this. And these are the things that get in the way. Now, when you get to 201, he's like, I'm trying to find Mandalorians. That's his goal. Yeah. Oh, there's one on Tatooine. Okay, I'm going to go to Tatooine and find the Mandalorian. Oh, it's not a Mandalorian. Now I'm just going to recap the episode. oh, it's not a Mandalorian. It's Timothy Olyphant, who is fucking awesome.
Yes, he is.
And then he's sidetracked on this. Okay, I'll give you Boba Fett's armor if you help me kill a Krayt Dragon and save this town. And like that to me felt beginning to end like the first episode of Mandalorian that felt like a full episode. Like they sat down and they said, "What is a TV show?" Like nobody starting in season 1 was like, "What's a TV show like?" Has anybody here watched a TV show? Like that didn't happen in season 1. It felt like, but this
it's all because it's all movie directors and all movie writers,
except Dave Filoni, who's animation, and his episodes on Rebels were literally just half episodes, like, and not in a bad way. It's just like every episode of Rebels, just as the episode starts getting going, it ends, and you finish it in the next one, and that's totally fine. I love it, but they're also half-hour episodes, and Clone Wars was like that too. But that's a whole different thing. So. Like, to me, that episode felt like the first one where it was like, okay. And it was like 46 minutes instead of 32 minutes or, some like.
The first episode was 55.
Yeah. So
who directed this one? Was it Favreau?
Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Wrote and
but it was, to me, it was the first episode that felt like, okay, they've stopped doing whatever they were doing where it felt like short films or like, I don't know, but like these two episodes both felt like TV episodes. Like they are episodes of a television show.
Yeah, they're telling a story, and we're going somewhere.
Yeah, and it felt like it just felt like there was a reason things were happening instead of just somebody like, oh, this is a good idea, and then it happens. Instead, it was like Mando has a goal. These things get in the way of the goal. Then he succeeds at his goal. Like that's storytelling. That's how you do a TV show. And then you wrap up the problem in 42 minutes-ish. And then you move on to the next problem. And he has this overarching goal, which is sort of the thing that makes season 2, I think, work for me more than anything. He has his overarching 5-season goal, figure out where to take the kid.
Yeah.
His first step in that goal to get there is, I need Mandalorians. You can work together.
You think it's going to be five seasons of him walking around with a kid?
Yeah, little Baby Yoda's not going anywhere.
Damn.
They're not getting rid of that kid.
I don't think he's going anywhere. But if that's the focus of the story for the next 40 episodes, that's a lot. But anyway, okay. First, I have to ask for this before we finish, because I want to hear from Russell. Because, like I said, I haven't heard from Russell at all about episode 1. Was that Moorhead's argument that you were covering there?
No, so that was me saying
that was your argument. Okay.
That was me saying if season 1 was here and that episode was here, I'm really excited about that. Like I am super stoked that it's getting great. Now,
yeah.
If you're Moorhead and season 1 was here and season 2 so far is here,
yeah,
he's still judging it from wanting it to be here.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm judging it from his expectations are still, I want this to be, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but like I want this to be a like prestige show that deserves its Emmy nominations.
It is though.
As opposed to me being like, it's a really good show. Like it's not great, it's not amazing yet, but I've seen that they can take the things that didn't work so well in season 1 and improve upon them and get better. And that's all I want. I just want it to keep getting better.
All right, I definitely want to hear from Russell now because he said some intriguing things during your spiel there, but just leave off on Moorhead. He did also, as I did, but that's because I'm an idiot, loved Rise of Skywalker when he first saw it. So it's so funny to me that he loved that when he first saw it and then picked it apart later. But with the Mando, it's like, oh, I enjoyed that, but yeah, there's this and this and this and this. Damn, dude. Alrighty, but anyway, Russell, what'd you think about episode 1?
Okay. Episode 201, which in the industry refers to season 2, episode 1. This is a 55-minute episode. This is the longest episode of the series so far, right?
I guess.
And my reaction to it was, it reset the board, and like what Kyle was saying, like it really felt like there was a goal, an overarching goal, and you can see like the adventures of Lone Wolf and Cub for 5 seasons. You can totally see that, right?
Okay.
And I loved it because like when they went to Tatooine, they had all the Easter eggs. I don't know if you guys or if the general public are Easter egg kind of people. I mean, but I like that you saw R5D4. I like that you saw in the very first scene in the wrestling scene, you saw Constable Zuvio. Now, if you don't know who Constable Zuvio is,
I do.
He's this deleted character from The Force Awakens. And the reason why people know about him is because there was a toy of him. There were 2 toy lines of him, and it clogged the shelves all season long. Every time you went to the store, you kept seeing Constable Zuvio toys. And when I saw that character in the background of the wrestling scene, I was like, oh my God, does that mean our toys not going to go up?
They're going to go up in price, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, scour some bargain bins. They might still be there.
Yeah. And my thing was, when Mando met Timothy Olyphant's character, I knew right away. I was like, yes, it's definitive. Boba Fett is dead. He's dead. He's confirmed dead, right? And then after like 2 minutes of watching Timothy Olyphant, I was like, wait a sec. They never confirmed him dead. They just got his armor.
He just said he took his armor, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, him having the armor must
But isn't there like a bullet hole, like a hole in the chest plate or the helmet?
Well, so he definitely got it from the Sarlacc.
The Jawas. He said he bought it off.
Oh yeah, the Jawas. That's right.
And they show that. And they show that. Yeah, they show him.
Yeah,
that's the other thing. I want to ask you guys about that. What about the Jawa's eyes look different? I don't know why it looks different now than it did even in season 1.
Have 2 colors.
That's kind
There's different versions of Jawas. There's Jawas with yellow eyes and white eyes. I don't know which one or if it was even either of those.
Is there a Potter? You
it was something else.
This seems like something.
No, I have the answer.
You have the answer, Russell.
Great.
All right.
The season 1 Jawas are not from Tatooine. They're from Avalo 7.
Potter knew. I knew Potter knew.
They're technically called
they're
off-world Jawas. They're off-world Jawas. That's what they're called.
And if you back the Razor Crest, you get one. It was a last unlock goal to get the off.
How much do you have to pledge to get all the unlocked secrets or all the not secret
Everyone
bonuses?
pledges the same amount, and you get all the unlocks. So
how much is that?
Damn it!
It's $350. You have 2 more days to pledge before.
Wait, we have to pledge $350 each?
Yeah.
Holy schniza! That's a lot of money for a toy. Yeah, I don't know if I can do that.
But
respect, Russell. Respect.
Yeah, going back to episode 1, coming out of it, in my head I was like, I am fine if Boba Fett is dead, doesn't come back, because I am fine with a new person having the armor. I like the idea. I was like, oh, they're gonna go with that idea, because I kind of never liked the idea of Boba Fett coming back.
Well, yeah, Russell. To quote you from a former podcast. Let the past die.
Let the past die, yeah. In fact, the whole premise of the show, when they announced the show, was about a different Mandalorian. I was like, please don't do a Boba Fett show. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
Because
I agree with you.
Yeah, and
expand the universe. Don't make it tiny.
And then at the end of the episode, all people could talk about, there was like amazing stuff about the Krayt Dragon and the Western stuff. But all people could ever talk about was the last shot of the episode, which I was like, come on, guys. All you guys can talk about the episode. Don't talk about the discussion about
I was one of those people. But let me tell you, though, it's not that I didn't like the rest of the episode. But to see Tamara Morrison on screen again, dude, I mean,
as Captain Rex?
I don't care who he is. I don't care if he's Captain Rex, fine. It won't make any sense. But unless they figure out a way to make it make sense. But this is one of those things.
Why wouldn't it make sense?
What the hell is he going to be? Why is he in this show?
Why not?
Because it's not about
Why
rebels.
is Ahsoka going to be in the show?
Well, because they need a Jedi. They need a Jedi. And Ahsoka rules.
Okay. In my head, everyone's talking about this, but I'm like, guys, they're not going to show Boba Fett until episode 10. Like, Tamara Morrison shows up in the last frame. And
yeah, that's fine.
And
I don't need a show to be about him. I don't need a show to be about him. It's just here. Boba Fett, he's so important to the Star Wars universe, and he's really a part of such a small part of it now, especially with the expanded universe gone. Like he's literally a couple scenes in Empire and 2 less screen time in Jedi. Wait,
I mean, it's so
either way.
The thing with,
but he's so awesome.
The thing with the Boba Fett of it all is like, it's a show about it's a show called The Mandalorian. There are Mandalorians all over this show. You're not going to go, if this show goes 5 seasons or whatever, you're not going to go 5 seasons without diving into Boba Fett some. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, it has to happen. And I'm not like, let's bring back Boba Fett. Let's do everything with Boba Fett. Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett. Like, no. I'm fine with, like, seeing him. I would rather it be Captain Rex, because I think that's more fun.
But Captain Rex would be like 100 years old, wouldn't he?
No, that's what we were talking about. No, because
I thought the clones aged faster.
Potter looks like he has something to say.
Potter hasn't said anything for a while. Potter, go for it.
Nope. I'm just letting you guys talk. I'm biding my time because I have so many things.
Okay, we're gonna get to
I think they only age quickly up to a certain point, which is like adult maturity. Like, I think they go like from 0 to 18 in like 6 months, and then are like normal human aging.
I did think about that. I
could be wrong.
Yeah, you might be right. You're probably right.
I mean, to go back on my criticism of people's reactions, like if I were to talk about the last frame, it did open me up. I was like, you know what? I'm okay if Boba Fett comes back. I'm okay.
Because the way they did it.
Casted Daniel Logan. But because
here's the problem. Here's the problem with Daniel Logan, though. He's not that strong of an actor. I like the kid.
Oh yeah, okay.
But he's not like as strong as like Tamara Morrison. That's all. I mean, how awesome was he in Aquaman? Like, so it's just like, and I like Daniel Logan a lot actually, because I love that he was the voice in Clone Wars. So I wouldn't be opposed. But would he look old enough though? Because he's still young.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It would be 18 years since.
He's like mid-20s. But he's like mid-20s, so.
That is true.
No, because it's like 25, almost 30 years since.
Yeah, they'd have to age him up pretty good. But anyway,
so let's go to Potter really quick.
Yeah, I want to hear Potter.
What do you think of the episode?
Episode 1, Potter.
Before I just like slurp Timothy Olyphant for 20 minutes.
So I love the episode. This entire episode, I would agree with Kyle. It felt like it had a purpose. It had a mission, a goal, a through line and everything. This entire episode, for people that are savvy on Legends, is essentially a fan service way of proving that you can survive in the belly of a Sarlacc and escape.
Well, it says isn't he? Sorry, go ahead. I didn't know what you were going to say. Go ahead.
No, you were going to talk about being digested for 1,000 years, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was going to be your thing. Yeah. So, first of all, Boba Fett survives the Sarlacc in the Legends universe. He escapes by detonating a thermal detonator, and it blows him back up out of the Sarlacc pit, and Dengar finds him. So you get both parts of that.
Make sure you explain for the people who don't know the expanded universe who's Dengar.
Yeah, I'm getting there. Right. Hang on.
I don't remember who he is.
He's one of the bounty hunters in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, he's the guy with the head wrap all over his head and face and everything. Yeah,
my bad. I remember.
Yeah, he looks like a really tall mummy, essentially, with a giant blaster rifle. So basically, Tales from Jabba's Palace. It's now a Legends book, but it has a bunch of short tales from characters that were in Jabba's palace during Return of the Jedi. One of those is Boba Fett. Boba Fett goes through this tale, and he is essentially stuck in the Sarlacc. He's talking to this other victim that's in the Sarlacc. I think his name is Susejo or Suseo. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't remember. But anyway, it's the other victim. They're talking about it. He's trying to tell him stories about this Jedi the Sarlacc ate at one point, blah, 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 blah. But Fett doesn't care about that. He's only interested in surviving, which he does. He detonates a thermal detonator and gets thrown out of the Sarlacc onto the hot sands of Tatooine. Go to Tales from the Bounty Hunters. You get a tale from Dengar, who, as we previously just said, is one of the bounty hunters in Empire Strikes Back. And he, at the very end of his tale in Tales from the Bounty Hunters, he's on Tatooine. He sees the Millennium Falcon fly away after Jabba's palace, or after the sail barge gets blown up. he flies his ship to the Sarlacc and sees the wreckage of the sail barge, searches around, finds a dude naked in the sand, rolls him over. He's still alive. He says, my name is Boba Fett. So basically, all I'm saying is this whole episode was a way to say, hey, look, it's possible. It's possible to do that, which is why you get the little reveal at the end.
You also, sorry, really quick, you get a nice little, and I apologize if you're going to say this, you get a nice little setup for that when they're talking about the Krayt Dragon's lair.
Yes, you do. Yeah,
I don't know if you were going to talk about that.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, there he is. There's Dengar.
Yeah, that's Dengar.
Nice.
Yeah, where he says, like, he lives in an abandoned Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Sarlaccs don't abandon their pits. They do if they die.
Yeah, exactly.
I caught that too.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. That was my first I figured, knowing that Temuera Morrison was going to be in this season, whether he's playing Boba Fett or Rex or both, which both. I think would be cool.
I would love both.
I think he's going to, well, with Ahsoka being in it, I think we're going to get Rex as well.
I mean,
so
Filoni loves to keep his characters around.
Crap, Kyle. Kyle, you're totally making me think you're right. That might actually be Captain Rex. You mentioned Ahsoka. Like, she's definitely coming into the show. Oh my god.
I think it's Boba Fett. I think it's Boba Fett.
I believe it's Boba Fett too.
But it's still cool. It's still cool to have that, like, kind of like possibility.
It is. Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. I think Filoni honestly will have a really hard time not doing it if he already has Temuera Morrison there.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't know how he resists it.
It's a wasted opportunity. The reason why I think it's Boba Fett is because he has a cycler rifle on his back, which is a sand people weapon. Also, Luke has a cycler rifle technically, and then he also has
I think it's just a Tatooine weapon in general.
Well, yeah, but the sand people mostly use it. We see them primarily with it, and the whole Krayt Dragon scene. We see them with cycler rifles. And then he also has a Gadurfi stick on his back, which is a sand people weapon as well. That tells me that this guy has been on Tatooine for a long time. He's killed enough, or at least fought a sand person. Maybe he was even in disguise as a sand person during the Krayt Dragon scene. Who knows? I mean, I thought about that too, watching the episode.
Interesting.
Be kind of a fun thing. But that's why I think it's Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Also, where? Also, Cobb Vanth. If you've read the Aftermath trilogy,
I have not. Wait, I read the first one. Is he in the first one?
Maybe.
I don't think so.
Remember. I think
right,
it's the second one. But it's just a short little interlude. She's in here. She's playing. Hang on, we're having cat problems. It's good stuff. Anyway. Cobb Vanth is just one of those short little interludes between the main story, kind of to give you portraits of what's happening around the galaxy.
Yeah, the random check-ins.
Yeah.
Which are cool. Which are pretty cool. I like that in the first book.
Yeah,
it mentions Mos Pelago, which actually first appears in the Old Republic, massive multiplayer online role-playing game. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So technically it's been around then, but they used them. And he some Mandalorian armor, procured it from some Jawas. It never expressly says that it's Boba Fett's armor, but it is heavily alluded that it's Boba Fett's armor that he purchases from the Jawas. And then he uses it to basically run off these asshole miners that are taking over this town and causing problems, and also defend against the Sand.
Oliphant's coming back, right? Please tell me he's coming back.
Oh, I think
I like him so much.
Episode.
I like him in so much in anything he does, but this is perfect. A sci-fi western, you got to have Oliphant.
Yeah. It's the perfect role for him.
As soon as I heard his voice. As soon as I heard it, I was like...
See, I heard his voice, and I'm like, that sounds familiar.
I knew it right away.
It's not Boba Fett, obviously. But
yeah.
Then he takes it off. I'm like, oh, this season's going to be good. Like, it's not so Bobby Cannavale's son. We're not getting some, mediocre actor. We are getting Timothy fucking Olyphant.
Yeah, and they did... and they
Timothy Olyphant.
Yeah, and they didn't do the stupid thing like they did with Ming-Na Wen, like killing him off in the first episode that he's in, like we did with her. Like, I'm still pissed off.
She's not dead.
I don't think she's not dead. I don't think she's dead. And
I thought you're right.
My money is on the boots that appear in the frame at the end of that episode to help her out are Tamura Morrison as Boba Fett.
Okay,
you are correct, and that is how he's going to hunt down the Mandalorian.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Right around episode 7.
He will put together his own crew to hunt down the Mando. Yeah.
Wait, what, Russell? What'd you say, Russell?
No, he predicts it's going to happen in 7. I predict it'll happen in 9 or in 10.
Well,
do we know how many episodes there are this season?
I thought there are 8. I thought there was only 8. There's 10?
Wait, is there 10 or 8?
There was 8 last year. There was 8 last season.
I don't know.
My bad. It's 8. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was excited.
I agree. 7. I agree with Kyle.
Okay. So basically the second to last episode.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, because I want to hear what Kyle had to say, because Kyle said he had something else to say about episode 1. I'm just going to get really quick what I loved about episode 1. That was like the best Star Wars story probably since maybe one of the Rebels stories, but even before that, like
Twin Sons.
I might have liked that better than I liked all the prequels. I mean, the sequels. All from Force Awakens to Rise. And I loved Force Awakens. I had issues with Last Jedi. I liked Rise of Skywalker, but I agree it's a mess. But everything about that, and our friend Donald said this on another thread that we have, how this is like, what did he say, Josh? He said like it's like almost the purest Star Wars he's seen since the original trilogy. Something like that. And
basically, this is where Star Wars should have gone instead of the sequels, because
there you go.
It's still fan servicey, but it earns the fan service.
Yeah. Actually, he pointed out Rise of Skywalker in particular. He said it was just as fan servicey as Rise, but a better story, and everything else was well executed. For everything from the sand monsters, which reminded me of Tremors and Dune, and obviously Boba, and hearing Oliphant's voice. Like, I know I'm missing something that I love so much, but everything about that first episode was amazing, and I'm so excited for this entire season.
Fun fact.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, fun fact: Dune heavily influenced Star Wars.
Yes, big time.
Yeah. Lucas read Dune,
which is why
loved it. So,
which is why
that's why glitter stem / spice.
Yes, exactly.
Spice Lands and Kessel.
Bingo.
If Dune is as good as that trailer is, people should fall in love with it the way they fell in love with Star Wars. They really, really should, because
it's going to be good just for Oscar Isaac's beard alone. Yeah, I will go see that movie for his beard and his beard only.
Yeah.
All my female friends swoon over that picture every day.
Really? Yeah.
Dude, I swoon
dude.
over that picture every day, okay?
He's a handsome dude. But I guess you got to be pretty to produce Timothy Chalamet, who's like a pretty man himself.
That's true.
And Zendaya. There's a lot of good-looking people in that movie.
Yeah. So, Dan, I want to go back to what you were just talking about with regards to fan service.
Yeah.
The fan service of The Mandalorian is massive. Like, there's just constant fan service.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the difference between that and Rise of Skywalker is Rise of Skywalker did the fan service. It made it the plot. It made it the story. And like, it didn't work, essentially. I mean, essentially, like, it fell prey to fan service. Like, it was so fan servicey and so in your face about it. And so, like, essentially going, like, I don't care if this doesn't make sense. The fans are going to be super excited when this happens. And like, it did it in a bad way. Whereas, like, Mandalorian, I am a massive Star Wars fan. I have read too many books, watched too many things. I just know way too fucking much. And like, there are things that are fan servicey in this that I have no awareness of. And that's when you're doing it right. Is like, you don't have to know that the Marshal is the guy from the vignette in chapter 14 of the second Aftermath book.
Yeah.
Because no, you don't have to know that.
It's Timothy Olyphant. He tells you his story. You see it. You understand very quickly who he is as a character, because he doesn't exist because he ties to that. He exists because it's an interesting story to tell. And you have, like, I mean, just the fact that they're fighting a Krayt Dragon is kind of fan servicey, because all we know about Krayt Dragons, you know, if you've just seen the movies up to this point, is they have really fucking big skeletons. And you kind of know the sound they make because Obi-Wan makes it to scare off the Sand People.
I never knew that was the sound he was making.
Yeah.
Well, I knew because I'm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, I love Star Wars, but Jesus Christ, you guys know Star Wars, and
before-
I've read all those novels.
Before they said the name of the dragon, I was by myself in my room. I was like, "Krayt Dragon, Krayt Dragon," and then they I was like, "Yes."
Oh
and
my
like
God.
finally we get to see one.
Yep.
But like, and again, like you don't need to know any of that to enjoy it. It's just like it's just a town teaming up to fight a monster, and it's like,
well, you know what?
One more little sort of tiny bit of fan service. Like, I mean, the Boba Fett armor showing up is fan service, but the Mandalorian's not like, that's Boba Fett's armor. Either you know it's Boba Fett's armor or you don't, and it doesn't matter, because as far as the Mandalorian is concerned, that is Mandalorian armor, and that's the only thing about it that matters.
That's when it matters,
Yeah. One other little fan servicey moment that was it was used to enhance things, not to take away from other things. When they're both standing there and Mando's decided that like he's going to go into the Krayt Dragon, he hits the same spot in the back of Timothy Olyphant's jetpack that Han accidentally hits on the back of Boba Fett's jetpack.
That's pretty awesome.
And like you either notice it or you don't, but it's one of those things that like he knows the weak spot, and he knows if he hits it, Oliphant's gonna go flying and he's gonna save him. And it's just like so like that's smart fan service, you know. Anytime you can use a little quirk or a little thing in canon to build consistency, which is what it does. It uses these things to build a consistent universe and to expand the universe and to make it make sense, as opposed to ignoring it makes sense and just saying, let's do fan service. It's
like the subtle moments in Rise of Skywalker. One of my favorite fan servicey moments in Rise of Skywalker was actually a choice by Adam Driver to do this. When he's good again and is going to Exegol to save Rey and defeat the Sith and everything, and he does the little shrug, the Han Solo shrug and lean, and then he also shoots behind him while running, like just blindly, and hits a dude. That's Han Solo. That's his dad. And that's brilliant. And that's Adam Driver just being a brilliant actor and saying, we should put this in. The problem is that should have been something that I hate to say this, but if you're really wanting to put in those great little moments, you should think about that during production and even before that, but during writing and during this and that. It shouldn't necessarily always be on an actor to suggest those things.
Oh, that's the story? Is that, is that what happened?
We don't even, I mean, do you know that for sure that Driver did that on his own, or?
I'm pretty sure that was Driver's suggestion. I remember.
I mean, he might not have suggested it. He might have just done it.
He might have just done it. Yeah, no, he might have just done it.
I mean, I'm sure the shooting behind thing might have been planned.
He consciously chose to do the shrug, the little, hey, it's me, Han Solo on Endor, Han Solo just anytime.
I just thought he was just big, just bring it on. Just do this.
Yeah.
kind of like.
Yeah. I was going to say the two before, because I know Russell had something and then we need to get to the second episode. But the other two things I was going to bring up, one, the giant Krayt Dragon, that is absolutely a little fan servicey kind of thing to Knights of the Old Republic, the video game. In that game, you have to fight a giant Krayt Dragon and get its pearl, which is what the Tusken Raiders were holding up at the end, going through all the guts and stuff. I also loved that because they're a nomadic species, and I mean, who knows? We've never seen a Tusken Raider unmasked in this continuity, but I always thought they were kind of a mixture of different races, kind of like the Mandalorians. They could be any humanoid race, but they just wrap themselves up while they're on Tatooine and they never show their faces. But I love that they were clearly going to harvest all of the organs, the meat, everything else from that Krayt Dragon as much as they could.
Did they say bile or did they say ichor? I don't remember.
Iker, the Iker, yeah. Iker, yeah. Which is cool. Loved that the vomit essentially was an attack, and it's acid that just melts everything. That was disgusting.
That was
properly
great.
Disgusting.
That's in Super Star Wars. That character, or is it Super Star Wars?
Yeah.
And that was another thing I was going to bring up. So in regards to the first season, that second episode where, he's essentially trying to climb up the side of the Sandcrawler. I have nightmares about that level from Super Star Wars.
Such a hard level.
I think the inside's harder than the outside.
It is. And it glitches at the end when you're getting to the pit boss, the lava boss. Like, one, who has a lava monster in the bottom of their sand?
Hey, Jawas collect anything, bro. Jawas probably have Rathars in some of their crawlers.
Probably. Leech.
I want.
Good to see you.
All I really wanted to say was, because I do want to hear what Russell. We'll let Russell have the final word on this, but
I have one more thing too. After you're done.
Oh, you do. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It'll be quick. Oh, I was just gonna say, I don't know if this is now technically Legends, but I seem to remember that technically Jango Fett and then by extension Boba Fett are not Mandalorians.
No, they're not. They're not.
Because Jango Fett stole the armor.
Yeah.
Which is why you get who is it? Is it it's the Forge Master? Is it the Forge Master or is it someone from Rebels? I don't remember.
The armor?
The armor, yeah, the armor. Basically, there's a line that either she says or someone from Rebels says where
someone says that he's a thief. Yeah,
he's a thief. Like, I don't know how he got that armor, but he's not a Mandalorian.
Jango's not. Yeah,
essentially the line. That means Boba Fett is technically not a Mandalorian.
Yeah, and neither is the Mandalorian in our show.
Like, he is.
So he's a Mandalorian.
He was adopted into it, but he said that.
You find out in episode 8 at the end, like, Mandalorian's a creed. Like,
it's not a race.
Yeah, there's still something that happened that we haven't seen.
But that would mean that, like, Jango and Boba may be, if they live by the creed.
I doubt it. I don't think they do, because they take their helmets off.
It's also, so there's this really interesting,
does.
Like,
Boba never takes it off. Jango does. Boba never takes it off.
That we've seen, but we've seen
Boba doesn't take him off as an adult.
Yeah.
We've seen him now. No, we've seen him now without it because he doesn't have his armor. But he never took it off.
Well, then he should kill himself. But so this is an interesting conversation that we should probably save for another time, because it's just way too much of a conversation. But this was not the creed that they have now is not the creed they have during the Clone Wars and even during Rebels.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Well, this is the Death Watch creed, essentially.
But even Death Watch didn't, right? Like, Pre-Vizsla took his helmet off. So something happened.
That's true.
Something there's either some offshoot, because he joins during the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Or
maybe
does.
Maybe this group of Mandos is more, because remember at that time.
Yeah, it could just be like a super fundamentalist offshoot that like went off on their own.
They've been around for so long, because they have a line in the Clone Wars about how the Mandalorians have lost their way and things have changed, everything's different. So, and Death Watch was trying to bring it back to that, but maybe these guys were always that. But I just want to say one thing, last thing about episode 1, because I should have mentioned this when I was mentioning it. My favorite part of the episode is the fact, and you guys have mentioned a lot of the stuff about this, we get to see the Sand People as people. That to me gives way more gravitas and way more weight to Anakin killing them all, because now you see that they're not really evil thing. They're not evil beings.
Yeah, they're not savages. They're not
exactly
creatures.
They have a society, they have a family, and then they care about their own, but that's all they care about. And there's some troublemakers, obviously, like the guy shooting at the racers going through Put Eve.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So
there is another.
I just love being part of their culture, and that it was amazing to me.
It's yeah, sure, it's a little fan servicey to have like Tusken Raiders, but it's also using them to expand the universe. Like you get to see their language being spoken. You get to see their version of sign language, which they actually brought in like a deaf actor to help create that, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. One other piece of fan service that was really funny is the Marshal's speeder. Did anybody catch
that? It's Anakin's pod engine, essentially, or the same kind of.
Yeah, or at least a pod engine. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome if it's the same one. Although
it looks like it. The paint is right.
Yeah. Slight little bit of repaint and some massive weathering, but the last thing I'll say about the Sand People, and then I promise I'll shut up so Russell can go. The seeing more of the culture and more of their hierarchy and everything is also right out of Knights of the Old Republic, because you go into a Tusken Raider enclave in that game and you see that they do have a familial structure. They have, like, they're not, again, like Kyle said, they're not savages. They're just people that value what they value about the desert and everything else. So yeah.
Cool.
All right, then one last thing, because it can't be overstated. Casting Timothy Olyphant for this was it's the kind of thing that just immediately, like, you have a feel for the character. Like, he's such a good actor that, like, you just immediately get it. He brings this sort of, like, lightness to it without being jokey, without winking at the camera. Like, he just has that, like, ease and that style and that, like, sense of humor that's not like, you're not like, haha, it's such a good joke, but you're like, this is fun. Like, it's just fun. Like, him being around is just fun.
You have the age and the experience and the weather. Like, you can tell he's been through it. He's been through the ringer. Like, he's, you know, it's a
like
whole
when
thing.
like when he sits down and he's just like, look, you're going to kill me. So what can we do to keep that from happening? It's just like, it's perfect. Like,
talk about swooning. That's a handsome man right there. Timothy.
I mean, I don't know how he keeps that hair on Tatooine.
All right, Russell, I'm sorry we ran out of time. No, I'm just kidding. You're not Matt Damon. What you got for us, buddy?
Sorry, Matt Damon.
Yeah.
What did you want to know? I said the fan servicey stuff.
I thought Potter said you had something else.
Yeah, I thought you were trying to interject on something. And we just kept talking.
I probably forgot. But what I was saying is, like, by the end of it, it's like, yeah, having Tamara Morrison come back, like, it gives you a through line to the end of the season. Now, we're not going to probably see him again until episode 7, unless they're making Moff Gideon the big bad of the season. But I don't know. Or we might get a Boba Fett Mandalorian team up. I don't know.
We'll see. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's exciting where we're going to go. But hey, let's take a break.
Maybe he's going to kill Moff Gideon and take back the Darksaber, and then go after Din Djarin with the Darksaber.
Well, I'd like to see Boba with the Darksaber. I won't lie. But all right, let's take a little break here, and we'll be back.
Really quick. Remind me to mention the Darksaber when we talk episode 2.
Yes.
Also, Boba Fett has a lightsaber in the Legends continuity.
Okay. All right.
Continuity Jodo cast character who's.
I was literally just going to say, like, are we going to have to break out the Jodo cast conversation here?
We will be back. We will be back in a moment after this message from ourselves, and we will talk episode 2. See you soon. Welcome back to the Escape Pod, powered by The Way We Nerd. And all right, nerds, let's get into episode 2. Do these episodes have titles? I don't even care.
First one's the Marshal. This one's the Passenger.
Yes.
Okay, the Passenger. They all have like D titles. Like, it's like kind of like was it Seinfeld that used to do that? Okay. Because Seinfeld said that, I remember they had that mandate, like, we don't want to have any clever titles. Just call whatever it is, whatever's happening in the episode. Cool. So episode 2. Episode 2 is an episode that I like I said previously, that for some reason I kept falling in and out of sleep. I was very tired yesterday, and I need to watch it again. So why don't you, Russell? Why don't you tell us what 2 was about?
2 is called The Passenger, and it's basically Mando has a side mission, a side quest, to take this passenger who is a frog. I
believe it's a Sauron.
A Sauron, okay.
Yep, frog lady.
And so he has to take her and her eggs across one parsec or one sector of the galaxy to safe haven, so she could, like, bring her eggs to safety.
Okay.
And so they can get fertilized.
Yeah.
Yes. But so it opens with Mando heading back to, is it Mos Espa? Is that where he landed?
It looked like Mos Eisley was where he was going.
Okay, it might be Mos Eisley. I mean, it looked like the cantina.
It was Mos Eisley, yeah.
So he's ambushed as he's heading back to Mos Eisley. He gets there. What's her face? The steward of the docking bay. Amy Sedaris is like, I know someone who knows where Mandalorians are.
She's great.
Sauron.
She's so great.
Awesome. I love her. Like, I vouch for her with my life. I just met him 10 minutes ago. It's great. But Mando is taking the Sauron to its mate, who is on the planet where the Mandalorians are.
Yeah.
So he's going there anyway. The big complication is that he can't go into hyperspace because it'll kill her eggs.
Right.
Which is
an interesting plot device.
Well, it is. And then they're come upon by 2 X-Wings, one of which I think was Dave Filoni, right? Again,
it was. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the other actor, it's an Asian actor, I think. He's from another show. What's that?
Inconvenience.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So
to escape them. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. Apparently, he's a huge Star Wars fan. So
that would make sense.
He kind of lobbied to get into it, dude. Oh wait.
Yeah. So in order to the pilot recognizes him as the guy from episode 6, I think, of last season 5, whatever, when they blow up the prison escape. So to escape, he goes down to the ice planet. He lands in spectacularly terrible fashion, falls into a pit. They try to survive. They try to escape. Eventually, the X-Wing pilots save them, and they're allowed to go on their way.
But there is
a quick version.
There is something big that happens that is more like a trigger warning for people because my female friends that I watch Star Wars with, we all freak out about the giant spiders in Jedi Fallen Order and the giant spiders in Rebels.
And, those
and they were here. Oh my god, those are so awesome. Those are so awesome to see, even though it is CG still, but it's still awesome to see live action versions of those things. Like
they're also a throwback. They're a throwback to Ralph McQuarrie's original artwork for Empire Strikes Back.
That's right. Yep. They were supposed to be roaming around Dagobah. Originally,
So it's interesting too because they look, especially in the concept art when they show like those concept art things at the end of the episodes, they look a lot like the Bomar monks from Jabba's palace.
They do,
but they do kind of affect them too,
which are like brain jars with spider legs, with mechanical spider legs, I should say.
They also look like the Kenrath from Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy.
Which live in caves.
It's just crazy because like I bet you a lot of these, all the concept artists on the show is probably totally studying Ralph McQuarrie's work, like just like digging through everything he's got.
It's Doug Chang.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Who's been doing Star Wars stuff for I don't even know how long now.
Because what I love about this show also, and maybe I just noticed it now, but have they
Doug
always
Chang and Ryan Church? He's done a lot of stuff for it too.
Have they always put the concept art at the end of the episode?
Yeah.
During the credits? I don't know how I just noticed that now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I follow a lot of those guys on social media. They're great. They're fantastic.
The spider eggs are interesting too because it's weird because it reminds me. I mean, I need to see. I think I saw Alien, and I don't think I've seen 2 or 3, and then I've seen Resurrection, and then like the Prometheus movie.
Resurrection is so bad.
Wait, you've never seen Aliens?
I don't think so. At least I don't remember it. But
Kyle, get on that. You don't have to worry about Alien. You don't have to worry about Alien 3. I mean, you should see it just to see all of them. But dude.
so my question about that is because the eggs and sort of the way they're opening and hatching and like the Baby Yoda going into them reminded me a lot of Prometheus. But I assume that Prometheus reminds you a lot of the other Alien.
Yeah, especially Aliens. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because Aliens is just like, oh my god, like
yeah.
So
that was a nice
that's a whole nother pod because I would love to talk about the Aliens movies. But so back to why is Baby Yoda a dick?
Baby Yoda is eating the eggs of this woman. This is not It'd be a little different if it was like
I totally forgot about that.
A non-sentient species.
Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, mind you, these are endangered species. Like her line is dying, and she needs to bring these eggs to another planet to meet her husband, so they fertilize the eggs and continue their species. And here we have,
like, she has to have like a tragic backstory where like this is her last like fertility cycle. Like,
oh my god, I totally
like how many kids has she lost over the years, and now he's just like fucking eating her children.
Remember how excited, how hungry he looked when he saw the big piece of meat on the Mando's. On
you should have just given him some of the meat so that he wouldn't be eating her children.
Right? Or get him some more bone broth.
Yeah. How do you get so big eating food of this kind?
And he like eats enough of them that like he must have like Yoshi's stomach or something. Like he eats enough of those.
Yeah.
3 on screen. He ate 3 on screen at least.
Yeah.
No, my thing.
Like at the very end when he just like pops one in his mouth, it's like, dude.
It's like,
and then he's eating like the spider egg. He just likes to eat things that aren't yet born.
Yeah,
that's his thing.
Like, oh my god, that's how Yoda lives to be 1,000 years old. Kyle, you just broke it.
Stem cells.
It's literally eating children.
He might be worse than Anakin.
That's what, dude. Paul Rudd has known this all along. That's why Paul Rudd does it. Paul Rudd's been eating.
Makes sense.
Friggin'.
But yeah, so Baby Yoda's a dick. Like,
yeah, because here's the thing.
He's a baby.
He should have arced at the end.
He's like 50.
He should have like learned.
Yes, like, remember?
He had he had a small mini arc in the episode because they gave him more screen time than the previous episode, right?
Yeah.
So for Baby Yoda fans, you got a lot of him and you got a lot of cute moments. But for me, I'm like, you ain't that cute, actually, honestly, because you just ate this woman's egg the first time. Then the second time he ate it, and then Mando said no. And then he ate the spider egg, the little spider thing.
Yeah.
And after that whole adventure, after he learns like, oh, it's all about these eggs, he like sneaks one in the last shot. I was like, that shouldn't have happened. That means he didn't learn. Like, he's a.
I was waiting for him to like throw up the eggs he had already swallowed and been like, I'm sorry, here, have your children back.
Yeah.
They have implied in now obviously the Legends novels, unfortunately, that Yoda was kind of a scamp when he was little, or he was younger. So maybe all of them are a little bit. I mean, he's still mischievous when you first meet him in Empire. Like, you don't know what he is.
There's going to be a sequel series set 150 years from now when he's a teenager. And he's going to be the new Sith.
No.
That'd be sick, dude. I would love for Baby Yoda to go dark.
A little fucking evil teenage Yoda. He's 200 years old.
Open up discussion about, like, what's the future of this child? Is he going to be violent? Because he's exposed to violence. He sees violence, and he's, like, not even fazed by violence.
That's very true. Well,
I mean, Yoda was violent.
Yeah, but only in the name of peace.
Of course, if we kill all of them, there will be peace.
That's what the Emperor.
Do we need to go in and talk about how terrible the Jedi Order is?
No, that's it.
We can spend an hour talking about the Jedi Order.
Have we done that already?
We have.
I don't know if we've done it on pod.
At least we've touched on it on pod, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be a special pod where Kyle just rants about the Jedi Order and how evil it is, and compares.
I'll join him.
And compares it to the GOP. Oh, did I say that out loud?
No. I wouldn't. They're not the GOP. No.
No, the GOP are.
They at least mean well.
Yes, that's true. They at least mean well. Well, Anyway, so Potter, I don't, like I said, like I need to rewatch this episode because I totally forgot about Baby Yoda eating the eggs, but I totally remember it now, like as you're explaining it. So, what I liked about this is the only thing I really remember that I thought stood out to me that was pretty cool. There's not much time between the last episode and this. Like, he doesn't even have time to clean his armor, right? Like, he still got all the gunk from the Krayt Dragon on him. So, like, this...
Yeah, no, it's like minutes.
Yeah,
maybe
this season might be like... maybe, I don't know. So far, it's been very, very exciting.
It's got to be, because next episode... So this is where I was going to talk about the Darksaber. Next episode, I assume he's going to arrive on the planet they're going to. And I'm just going to assume that he's going to find the covert and they're all dead and they've been sliced in half by Giancarlo Esposito with the Darksaber.
I mean, he's vulnerable right now. His ship is like whimpering, like
he's gonna like limp into port, and then he's gonna like look in a sewer and be like, "Wait, is that a helmet?" And open the sewer and be like, "Fuck, that helmet's cut in half, and there's a head in it."
By the way, this episode is directed by Peyton Ant-Man Reed. In case you guys didn't realize.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that Favreau would have brought in one of his Marvel buddies to help out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Do they announced the directors this year? Because obviously last year was like amazing.
They're kept a surprise because they haven't announced it.
I like that.
Yeah, I know who's not going to be in it this year. Taika's not coming back this season, and neither is Deborah Chow because they both have other projects.
Yeah. Taika's busy, I know, and Deborah's she's got to finish that Obi-Wan show, which she starts shooting pretty soon. I can't wait to talk about that one.
Should yeah. Isn't Favreau directing a lot of this season though? I think he's taking on the brunt of directing, and Filoni will get an episode or two, and then maybe Bryce Dallas Howard will get one.
Maybe I think they might.
I don't know.
I think it benefits from them doing what they're doing, where they bring in different directors, because it's still going to have. Like,
I agree,
because all of us have worked in television, and we understand the way it works. The show, like on a movie set, the director is king. On a TV set, the showrunner is king. Not that the director doesn't have power, but the showrunner is the one that keeps the director to understand how, hey, this is the way the show goes. And you could do your own thing, but you can't stray too far off the beaten path. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, Kyle worked very closely with the showrunner, so he kind of knows how that
works.
That would it would make sense if they're doing it this way, because, I mean, I'm just biding time until they announce that Favreau and Filoni are going to be the custodians and stuff of Star Wars.
I don't think Favreau's going to do that, dude. I don't think Favreau's
You don't think so?
Not that much time, dude. That's too much. Like, because he walked away from Iron Man. I mean, he walked away from, like, he's a producer. He'll be a producer, but he's going to be like Abrams. Like, I'll see a couple things, but I don't need to read every script.
What he should be doing, what should be happening right now, is he should be shooting Magic Kingdom.
I was about to say that.
Disneyland is shut down. He should be shooting Magic Kingdom.
That project's dead, isn't it? Or like,
I mean, I don't think it's ever dead in his heart.
Revive it. You're totally right, Kyle. What the hell? This is the time to take advantage of that shit. I've been wanting to see that movie since they announced it.
Smart.
I mean, if Josh Gad's not like the dad of the family, I don't know what is happening in the world.
Josh Gad has some Star Wars related news. Have you guys seen he said if a certain amount of people registered to vote, he was going to retell all the Star Wars movies as Olaf. And I saw him do the no, I saw him, was it the prequels? No, he did New Hope. I saw him do New Hope. He's done all of them, I think, but New Hope it's hilarious, guys. You need to watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have nothing else to say about episode 2. Does anybody else?
No. Yeah.
Oh,
I do.
Back to Kyle.
So the opening sequence I really enjoyed, because it's not like fan servicey in the like, you know, fan servicey kind of way where it's like,
well, where it's detrimental
fucking things up,
where it's detrimental to the story.
Yeah. But it's you know, sort of this week in fan service. It calls back to, I don't remember in episode 2 how much of the story Klieg Lars.
Yeah, totally.
But in the book, I know you get a lot more of it.
Yeah, I just read the novelization, actually. Of
Shmi being kidnapped by Tusken Raiders.
Yeah.
The party going out after them. And the Tusken Raiders laying out this, like, razor wire. And that's how Klieg lost his leg.
Yeah.
Because, like, the guy in front of him got, like, decapitated.
Yeah.
And he went to jump off his speeder, and his leg got caught in it, and he lost a leg. And, like, it killed, like, half a dozen of the raiding party. Or the party going after Shmi.
Dude, Attack of the Clones book is so much better than the movie.
Yes.
I hate to say. I mean, like, all that stuff because, like you said, like, that's why the Sand People was so exciting for me in the first episode, was because I just read that novelization. And there's so much more to the Lars family that they don't show at all. Yeah. And like Owen is way bigger of a character. Like his love for Shmi is way more obvious in the book than it is in the movie. Like that's his mom. He calls her mom.
Yeah.
So, and to me and he has more of a familial bond with Anakin because of it. So why George decided to sacrifice that? Maybe because of pacing, but to me that would just give Anakin just so much more depth. And I'm sorry, we're not going to get into the prequels.
No, it's all good.
But that's why I love the Sand People stuff. Sorry, what were you going to say, Russell?
Yeah.
I said I needed more Uncle Owen in episode 2. I needed to develop more. So you see a bond between him, Obi-Wan, and Anakin. Like I wish Obi-Wan was part of that too. But anyway.
Although he could come back. He could come back in the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah,
because Owen knows who he is. So
Joel Edgerton could play him, right?
Well, I mean, there is.
Please bring him back.
If you want the line of dialogue that scene is going to be in canon, your father wanted you to have this when you were old enough, but your uncle wouldn't allow it.
Oh yeah, he's gonna come. He probably brings it to him. That's right.
He was afraid you'd follow old Obi-Wan on some damn full idealistic crusade.
Because and here's a flashback.
So they talk.
Here's a flashback, and I know you guys can back me up on this because you know the expanded universe so much.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because back in the day before they changed it, originally he was Obi-Wan's brother. Like in the Star Wars Encyclopedia, it said Owen Lars was Obi-Wan's brother.
Yes, I have that encyclopedia. It's in my bookshelf.
It's the one with the TIE fighter on it, right?
It wasn't a TIE fighter. It's like a blue essential guides to. It was back in '97. I bought this.
Either way, yeah, it was back before the re-releases came out, the special editions, and when I read it, and I remember reading that part, and they never touched on that anywhere else. So I would love to see them have some kind of relationship where maybe Obi-Wan comes to him to train Luke, basically, and Owen's like, "No, get out of here! We saw what happened to my brother. I'm not gonna let you do that to my son now." I would love that whole, or my nephew. I would love all of that to happen because that would just give so much more to Luke's family life, Anakin's and me and the Skywalkers. I can't let go. You guys all want to pass die. I can't let go. I'm still pissed off that there's no Skywalkers left. That they killed off the entire bloodline. You know what,
I believe
JJ?
It's Skywalker.
You know what, JJ? You took the big three away from me. You took the Skywalkers away from me.
Okay, so we're moving on now. So I really enjoyed that opening sequence. I immediately knew what they were doing. When they put
Star Wars now. I'm done.
Sorry. But no, I thought that was a good opening sequence with the speeder and all of that.
Yeah, everything about these first 2 episodes has got me so excited for the next 6 that I wish Russell was right and it was 10. But you know what? It's probably better if it's less. I think it's good that Obi-Wan's only going to be a mini series. I mean, you have 19 years to tell, but it might be better in smaller bits, so we don't get too long in the tooth. But anyway, so are we done? We all good?
I did want to.
What I like so far is every episode so far, the first scene has to remind the audience who the Mandalorian is as a character. He kills people, but then he doesn't blatantly murder them.
Yeah.
Okay, he blatantly murders them in the first episode of season 2, right? but defense, they're out to get him, so you have to show he's so dangerous.
Yeah, screw those guys.
He does murder the guy after making a deal with him that he can have the jetpack.
Yeah, but dude,
he murders him.
You can't take
with a knife. So
you knew exactly.
No, totally. I'm not against him having done it. I'm just saying he murdered him.
The Mando ain't Batman, dude. He can kill.
I'm not against him killing. He did murder him.
Remember the previous episode? He left the guy hanging on the lamppost, and then he let those dogs kill him or whatever. That was brutal.
That was very brutal.
It was like Arya Stark.
No, so the droid on his ship that the Sauron uses to communicate. Have we seen that droid before?
Yes, that is from the prison episode, and it's Richard Ayoade.
There we go. Yeah, I knew it was Richard, however you pronounce his name.
Yeah, the guy from
I was trying to remember where
Richard
we saw
Iotti.
from the IT crowd.
Yeah.
Hello, it's me, Maurice Mose from work.
Anyway,
Yeah.
all right.
I think that was all I had to say.
Potter, where'd you go, Potter?
He gone.
Potter left before we got to finish. Can you join back in? Oh well.
Or made a cameo in the episode.
Yeah, Treadwell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the stock went up.
Ooh, are we showing off toys? I'm gonna show off my toy, my Princess Leia toy. Hi, Princess Leia. Oh, she's so
I don't
pretty.
have any toys up here. My toys are all.
My
toys are all in gold.
I miss her so much. I was wondering when you got back from Canada, Kyle. I was wondering if you've been back for a while.
I have Biden Harris socks.
Yes, our new president.
That's what I have.
I love it. I love it. President elect. Thank you, Russell. All right, guys. So Potter already said goodbye. So we're gonna get up out of here, and we'll see you next time on the Way We Nerd and Escape Pod. I am Dan Villalobos. With me, as always, is Kyle Bound, Russell Funk, and Joshua Potter, who left way earlier. But may the force be with you. Bye, guys.
And also with you. Oh, that was one other thing.
Wait, so I have to recut this?
So. No, this will be a little bonus at the end. So it's too bad Potter's not here because I'm pretty sure it's like some Catholic thing or whatever.
Well, I'm Catholic.
But there's like I think it was at his wedding. Like there's some, like God be with you and also with you. Something like that.
No, there is. Yeah, that's a Catholic thing. It's just like, yeah.
And it's like my mom would always say like, may the force be with you and also with you. But it was never in the movies or the shows. Nobody ever said, may the force be with you and also with you.
No, but Obi-Wan does say the force be with you always.
Right.
So
but no. And it's close. No, it's not. But no, it's interesting because it's funny because my mom would always say, and also with you.
It's missing two words.
And also with you.
Oh, also, yeah. I'm thinking.
What I'm saying is, as a response to "May the Force be with you" and also with you, is not a normal thing that we've seen thus far in Star Wars. But it was something my mom had always said, and I had heard elsewhere. And it was always a riff on sort of, like I don't know what like God be with you and also with you, whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a peace. I think it's peace. Peace be with you. Yeah, peace be with you, always with you, and also with you, and also with you.
Yeah.
On also with.
It was funny because my mom again had always been like, and also with you, and with
did your mom grow up?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea where she got it from, and I always thought it was funny because I'm like, well, that's not what they say. You like say, may the force be with you.
I'm trying to see if anybody at all says it. Nobody says it?
None that I can remember, no.
Like even
let's ask Potter. Potter's coming back in.
Hurry up, Potter. Get back in here. That was a false goodbye, everyone.
Yes. Sorry. This is what I do. We get to the end and then I have 20 minutes of something.
And you're the one who wanted to end quicker.
Yeah, and I just want to be done by 10. We want to watch
9:37.
Whatever there's that new HBO show with Nicole Kidman.
Oh, I want to watch. I just got excited because Rick and Morty season 4 is on HBO Max.
Now that you're back, I have a question for you. Because it was because I had heard it before. So we decided it was peace be with you and also with you.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So growing up, my mom, whenever she heard "May the Force be with you," she would say, "and also with you." And I was always like a little confused by it until I went to your wedding and heard "Peace be with you" and also with you, because nobody in Star Wars up to today, being Friday, had ever said "May the Force be with you" and also with you.
I'm trying to think if there was.
I recall.
Potter, do you remember
anybody
had
ever said it?
I don't. For some reason, because the funny thing was. It's funny that you say that because when I was younger, if people used to say "May the Force be with you," I used to say "and also with you" as well. And I thought I got it from the movie, but obviously I got it from my Catholic upbringing.
I think so. And so I was highly amused when that was the response.
You're like, oh my God, that's from Star Wars. I mean, not really, but it's from my mom's Star Wars.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's hilarious that like that's now that sort of thing that was like an inside thing apparently for like,
well, it's
everybody.
A good thing it's a good thing you didn't burst out into laughter though in the middle of Potter's wedding though when they were saying that.
No, I'm good.
What the heck is that groomsman laughing at?
Jesus.
All that Jesus stuff.
No, yeah, but it was because that was sort of like a thing that was always, my mom said it, apparently you said it. Like, I imagine millions of people said it, that was like a normal thing that just wasn't in Star Wars yet. And now it is. And that was funny to me.
All right.
Now I need to figure out if it's set in Star Wars before that, because I swear it isn't. It's not in the movies.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Because there's not a lot of response when somebody says "May the Force be with you." There's the Han says "Hey kid, may the Force be with you," and he's like, "Yeah, you too."
Yeah.
Because it's also not really at least in the original trilogy, it's not really a widely used thing.
No, but
the Rebellion uses it to hey, remember when there were Jedi?
Yeah, because that one guy says that the one that's kind of leading the one that Princess Leia connects with when they get to the base. I don't know that guy's name. Yeah, General Dodonna. He's in the new one, isn't he? He's in the new sequel trilogy, right?
No, he's not.
He's not.
Yeah.
He'd be too old. Okay. Anyway, all right. Well,
that was my last thing.
No, that was cool. Potter, you missed it, and I think I'm going to keep it in because it's kind of funny. We actually said goodbye to everybody because we didn't know if you can come back on, and then right when we were about to sign off, Kyle was like, "Wait, I have one more thing." So we had one more thing. So we're going to say goodbye this time for real, and then when I say your name, fellas, say goodbye in your way. I am Daniel Villalobos. With me is Kyle Bound.
May the Force be with you.
Russell Fung.
May the Force be with you always.
Joshua Potter.
Goodbye, fellas. Say it however you want to.
Oh, I love Star Wars. I even love you, JJ. All right. Goodbye, everybody. This has been the Escape Pod powered by The Way We Nerd. We will see you next time.